I woke up this morning and I started doing the things that I've been doing for a long, long time, and I started questioning myself. Why do I fill my mind up with all this pornography of emotions, mental bondage, fear porn? Why do I constantly look at this stuff? Why am I drawn to it? And I rationalize it by saying, well, I'm a student of history. I've studied history all my life. And I have to ask myself, when is enough enough? I want to give you an idea on what I fill my mind up in the morning with. And I have to ask myself, why? No wonder my mind, my emotions are unsettled. No wonder I have fear in my life. Look at the news. Mega mudslide. 8 dead, 12 missing. Venezuela, meltdown. Jimmy Carter, NSA, bad news. Crimean response to Russian annexation, bad news. Then let's just dig up the Exxon Valdez disaster. How about schizophrenia? Paul Bagley, probably one of the more positive guys to listen to, but still playing the fear porn card. I guess sometimes it works when you scare the holy heck out of people, or you make them aware of what their shortcomings are in an effort to lead them to the Lord. Paul's a good guy, don't get me wrong. RT, revisiting NATO atrocities in Yugoslavia. I looked at that a couple days ago. Yugoslavia used to be one of Europe's #1 vacation destinations. Go ahead and look at the video from the 80s and how beautiful Yugoslavia was. The beaches, it's all destroyed. Everything in this world is destroyed or being destroyed. And here we go, storm, space, weather. Well, we're going to have an EMP. That would be a lot of fun. And of course, we have Muslim Brotherhood, supporters to death. Rand Paul, well, we're being spied upon, and that's another reason to fear. Well, here's another RT. China and Russia to abolish the petrodollar. So what? Celebrity meat grown from lab. Gold and silver. Shit hits the fan conference. Oh, Mark Dice is back. My other channel, I have Alex Jones. Mary Greeley, good woman, but more fear porn. Look at the Washington State mudslide. Malaysian Airlines 370. Moscow propaganda. Israel closing embassies. U.S. closing Syrian embassies. Water cannons wipe out protesters. And then George for title pitching major cable network TV. This is what will inevitably lead you to if you keep looking at fear porn. Pretty sad. Oh, Steve Anderson, pretty good guy. The Still Report, smart guy, more fear porn. And it keeps going on and on and on. So I started doing something different. On Sunday mornings I get up at 8 o'clock with my wife, have coffee, and sit and watch Charles Stanley. Charles Stanley is a pretty righteous guy. There's a few guys out there that I like to listen to that I feel are divinely led. Not the prosperity preaching, but the fact is that this world is ugly, uncontrollable, and unstable. And what can we do in the storms of life? We can either watch the fear porn channels or we can watch and listen to something that is more soulful, something that is more important. God commands us, do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. Do not worry, do not worry. But why do we all worry and have this high degree of anxiety and fear, myself included? You know my story. The last 13, 14 years have been very, very challenging. One that I've been delivered from evil, and the other is where evil is continuously at my door. The last 12, 13 years, 14 years, I've been made aware of things that I never thought that would be possible. I have suffered through things that I never thought I would make it through. Autism, mycotoxin poisoning, genomic problems with my body, hepatitis C. The list goes on and on and on. And I can sit and focus on all the negative things that have happened to me, or I can sit and go, wow, today I feel relatively good for being at this age and living through what I've lived through. Certainly there has been some divine intervention. Why do I think that it would stop at this period of time? Things are not always easy in this world, nor will they be until my last breath. But there is something more to this world. It's kind of like a school that just doesn't stop. I graduated in 1973 from high school. What year will I graduate from this earthly home and rightfully gain my heavenly kingdom, my heavenly place in eternity? I'd like to go home, but it's not time. I'd like to graduate, but the ceremony has not begun. So therefore, the classes of life, I can either enjoy them or reject them. I can either be happy or I can worry about the uncertainty and the fear that surrounds this planet. And I need to keep in mind that we are all going through this together, but we have varying degrees of consciousness that allow us to look at things differently. I'm at Charles Stanley's website, and I'd like to encourage you. Here's Overcoming Worry Part 2. I just listened to Part 1, and I got more satisfaction listening to Charles Stanley for 17 minutes than I did yesterday, studying about all of this other stuff. Very, very disturbing things going on in this world. And I have to ask myself, what is my best plan to get through this? Is my best plan to sit and to go over and over and over and over and over and over the insanities of life? Because it's not getting any better. I need to feed my soul instead of my mind. So I would suggest that perhaps you might look at things differently by changing what you put in your mind. These are really great. These are about 17 minutes each. I listened to the Overcoming Worry from January 9th, 2010, which seems like yesterday, and it was 4 years ago. Amazing. 4 years from now, 40 years from now, 400 years from now, the reality of the future is going to be unchanged. There's nothing we can do to stop anything because God is in control. I know it's kind of sometimes hard to believe. I have to ask myself, God, what kind of a God are you to allow all this to happen to my children? to my life, to my health, to this world. Each of us need to discover the answer to that question ourselves rather than make a blanket statement that seemingly covers everyone else's thoughts. Because we're all individuals and we all are children of God. But yes, there are demonic strongholds that influence people, that make them say things that maybe they normally wouldn't say, think things that they normally wouldn't think, make them go down roads that they normally wouldn't go down. Or maybe they're meant to go down these roads. Through adversity, we find strength. If life was a bowl of cherries, we'd all be in a utopian society that had no problems. But this is a fallen world. It is. Satan is in control of this world. It's not too hard to see. But Satan is not in control of your life. That's a decision that you can make and that I can make. And we're the only ones that can make those decisions for ourselves. So anyway, I'll put the link down below for In Touch with Charles Stanley. A source of great satisfaction and guidance for myself. I'm going to try my best to turn off the fear porn and quit listening to all the negativity that rattles throughout this world and into the universe. Believe me, when I die, I don't want to sit and look back and realize all the things that I did weren't exactly the best things that I could have done.